It looks like Brandon Graham made a comment on WIP about the A.J. Brown to Jalen Hurts to the offense situation that he probably shouldn't have made, because he talked on ESPN and kind of backtracked all of his statements. But, when things are said out of emotion, are they true? Do we have something to worry about as Eagle fans? Are we in big trouble for the rest of the season? For me, I feel like we have to be patient to get into this Pittsburgh game, which I think is a big statement game this Sunday. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about, obviously, the Kellen Moore press conference, which really wasn't much. So let's get into it all.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. Hope everyone is really trying to enjoy their work week and really relax this week. So there's really a lot to look forward to on top of the nonsense that's going on. And obviously the Eagles clinched the playoff berth, which is great. And if the Eagles win against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, they will win the division, which is awesome. And then really focus on that one seed if it's, if it's even intact at that point, that they can even get it with a few more games left on the schedule. Now, I kind of want to get into, obviously, we've been talking about the last day of A.J. Brown's comments and whether he is throwing shade at Hurts or whatnot and what's going on. The media is going crazy right now. The fans are going crazy right now. And at this point, Brandon Graham was on WIP the other day, a couple days ago, and there was two statements that I really didn't like. Or like, one, he kind of said some things out of emotion, and then number two, he went on ESPN and then he backtracked all his statements from what he said on WIP. Now, Graham does a show every week, I think, with WIP, and they are the last bit of information. They are the last media source you want to talk about some of your dirty laundry with, coming out of the news of this team and how, not up to par they played in that game against the Carolina Panthers. So this is what was said about Brandon Graham. He says, the person that's complaining needs to be accountable, Graham said. I don't know the whole story, but I know that Hurts is trying, and Brown could be a little better with how he responds to things. They were friends before this, but things have changed, and I understand that because life happens. But it's the business side that we have to make sure the personal doesn't get in the way of the business. Then he goes to ESPN and he says this statement. He says, I made a mistake then I assumed that it was something that it wasn't. Graham told ESPN, I just want to win so bad that I don't want to use the media when we need to talk about something and we can fix the problem ourselves. I didn't add to it in a good light, so that's my bad. I just assumed, and it made me out to look even worse because I had all wrong, and now people are going to run with that part. I really just want to win, man. I want brothers to be able to just hash it out. Is there like a big thing going on between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts? I mean, even in the second statement, when he kind of retracts some of his statements with WIP, that really there is like, they were friends and now like they're, things have changed. Like, what does that even mean? Like, is Brown and Devontae Smith in secret that they're just frustrated with Jalen Hurts? Devontae Smith usually doesn't say much of anything. Devontae Smith doesn't do what A.J. Brown does, okay? You'll see them talking on the sideline. There was a couple times we saw A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith talking on the sideline of this game, but, like, I understand they're friends, and yes, I believe in Brandon Graham when he says that there's a business aspect that these guys are making millions of dollars and really have to, be up to par with what they have to put out on the field to make this a successful football team to win the number one goal, which is a Super Bowl. Okay, you don't want this trend to happen like it did last year, winning 10 games. The downfall happens and everything falls apart. Okay, I think the Panthers were definitely, they played, I think, pretty good the last couple weeks, and they were ready to play. They have nothing to lose. And the Eagles took it lightly, and I don't think the play calling was good, and I don't think the execution was far better either. But like I said, I think we need to wait another game, like to go off of one game and seeing all this news, I mean, some of it is kind of weird, where I can think that some of it is true, and then some of it is like, well, do teams really go through this? Teams have to go through this. You don't think quarterbacks and receivers have talks? Do you not think, I think this always happens, but because it was said to the media, because things are caught on camera, the media will paint everything into a bad picture, and that's really all it's been in Philadelphia. The sky is falling at 11-2 right now. I mean, come on now. I understand last season, but let me tell you something. I'll give you my example that I gave last season. Okay. After that Eagles loss to the 49ers, when they were literally, humiliated, embarrassed, and they just showed no fight at all and pretty much quit on the fans, quit on everything that they were doing. I mean, I said, hey, if they don't win the next game and this bleeds into this next game against the Cowboys, then I'm pretty much done. Like I'm gonna turn to a different fan that nobody's gonna like. And guess what? They lost in same old fashion. They won one game out of the next 7, and they embarrassed themselves in that playoff game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, so I can't just say that this is going to continue off of, just from them playing one game. Okay. I think there's a lot of casual fans out there that look at the team that they faced, the record, probably didn't even watch the whole game. And if they did, I just think it's a little too. I think people are being a little too passive on it. Like automatically, this is what's going to happen to the Philadelphia Eagles the rest of this year. Now, Brandon Graham is stupid. Okay, I'll say that because he shouldn't have made that comment to WIP of all. I mean, he's been around this. He's been here for years. Why would you even attempt? You should have lied. Even if things are going on, even if the AJ Brown news with Jalen Hurts, the fragmented relationship, whatever's going on, if there is even a fragmented relationship is happening, why even talk about it? Why even give them that ammo? That's what I'm saying when it comes to this in general. It's really aggravating. It is. And then he goes on ESPN and backtracks everything he says. You know what I mean? So I had it all wrong, and it's just so weird, man. Like I think Brandon Graham made a really big mistake to put more of the attention. Now every media outlet, like Emmanuel Acho and all these other guys, this is, as soon as they can get a little bit of content from the Philadelphia Eagles that there's a little bit of some type of adversity going on and there's a problem, like they'll take all of that, turn to a big story. Oh, you got, the passing offense is this, and it should look like this with Joe Burrow, and it should look like this offense with Josh Allen. And I mean, it's just insane. Like, it's just, everyone feeds into this shit, and I'm tired of it. Until I have something to worry about, I am not going to worry about it. Like, I can't take everything off of one game. And I've said this a million times that every other successful team that's up there with the Philadelphia Eagles have had bad games and have got no fucking flack for it. And that is the truth to it all. You know what I mean? So because it's the Philadelphia Eagles, and because it's Jalen Hurts, and because it's this team, everything's got to be put on a fucking microscope after one fucking loss. And that's where I am right now with this situation. Like I said, if this bleeds into that Pittsburgh game and they play god-awful, damn, I will be on this team like there's no tomorrow, and I promise you that. Okay, I'm not defending the quarterback play. I'm not defending the play calling. I'm not defending really the comments that even AJ Brown talked about. But at the same time, like after Brandon Graham emotionally went on WIP to say specific things, like if you don't know the whole story, if Brandon Graham doesn't know the whole story to the AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts situation right now, why even talk about it? You know what I mean? So that was just really stupid of him to even go on there and do that. And it's just going to rile up the fans more. I mean, come on now. You've been in this city for a lot of years. I mean, I don't know why even waste your time on this. So that was really the big thing on Brandon Graham talking to WIP. And it's just absolutely ridiculous of all ridiculous. But by the way, it is the holiday season for the Philly Shakedown podcast. If you guys haven't checked out the merch, we have hoodies, t-shirts, you name it, women's t-shirts, youth t-shirts, crew neck sweatshirts for the holidays. Definitely check it all out. Big sale for the Philly Shakedown merch. Buy 2, get 10% off. Buy 3, get 15% off. Buy 4, get 20% off. Buy 4 shirts at 20% off for the price of 3. Pretty good deal. Spend $150 or more, you get free shipping on your order. Everything will be shipped ASAP really fast to give these great to give this great merch to your loved ones. So I appreciate it so much for checking that out. Now, okay, we got the Kellen Moore press conference. Everybody on that live stream, when they were live streaming that press conference, everybody was waiting for some type of little nugget just to take of what's going on with this offense. Why the slow starts to the first quarter to the first half? Why is this quarterback struggling right now? And Kellen Moore really said, not much. Realistically, it was a lot of PR words, it was a PR statement press conference. We got literally no answers besides like Hurts is going to get better and the team is working, they asked about the AJ situation and he pretty much said, we always talk to each other, we're always talking to each other on a consistent basis, blah blah blah, and talks about making adjustments in the second half and the first half. They like to, they like to add some flavor here and there to this offense, but not that much. In the second half, they like to make those adjustments when they really have to make them. I mean, it was all just really boring PR statements. So if you're thinking you got something from Kellen Moore in this press conference, you really didn't do much, okay? The reason why I worry about the offense more than the defense, and it's kind of been like that all year, is just because I know Fangio will get these guys back on track. I mean, Eagle fans are just going crazy right now because, like, this person got exposed. Cooper DeJean got exposed by Adam Thielen. Like, I don't get from one game. Like, Eagle fans just think, like, they know what's going to happen the rest of the way after one game. I mean, still won the game. Are the Eagles not allowed to win a game, even an ugly game? They did this every game last season, and people fell for it. I fell for it. Okay. But if you were looking for any type of information from this press conference, it was pretty much bare minimum nothing. I took nothing from it, honestly. I think he commends Jalen Hurts for not turning the ball over. He commends Jalen Hurts for protecting the football and all that stuff. And that's what I could really appreciate. If there's anything wrong, if there's anything right with Jalen Hurts, is that post-bye week, he's been pretty good. No turnovers in a game is a good day for this, in this team. So my conclusion for this video, okay, I think you just have to give it another game. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers is a really good test. It's at the link. They got to be on their A game. This is a good defense that they're facing this week. Okay. I think Pittsburgh has like 23, 25 turnovers. I think most in the league. I mean, they're pretty damn good. Eagles have never beaten Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? It's been a long time, so there's a lot riding on this game. The division's at stake, obviously. But at the same time, like I said, this is just a pure statement game. And this is the best team to do it against in your stadium. I think Eagle fans need to relax and they need to be patient one more game. I'm only saying give it another game because, like I said, if we see the same thing from the Panthers to the Pittsburgh game, then okay, then I'm going to say, yeah, there's something going on here. It's got to get fixed. There's no doubt. Some teams run to this issue. Jalen Hurts, I understand everybody's been complaining about him and he hasn't, getting paid, $50-something million. He hasn't really lived up to, as a huge passer, but in clutch situations, he is clutch. I don't think he's a consistent pocket passer at all, period. I don't. But when the Eagles force him to get into those situations, and when he puts himself in that situation, his audible calls at the line from a run to a pass on second, third, short. I mean, weird shit like that. That's where he's really going to fail, and this team is going to have a much harder game on their hands. So I don't think Hurts is consistent in the pocket at all, but he is clutch and he wins football games and he's got a lot of weapons around him. And you know what? I can commend a quarterback that does very little. Because everybody in the NFL, every NFL executive, every NFL media person, they all want flash. That's all they want. They want big plays. They Like, that's all they want in today's NFL. That's what gets all the attention. So when Jalen Hurts throws for 16 to 19 times in a game, you know, everybody bitches about it because he's doing very little. So they call him less of a quarterback because he's not being he's not making these big, crazy trick plays, throwing with his arm, cannon over 450 yards, passing with 4 touchdowns. He's just not that type of quarterback. I've accepted that. I've accepted that for a long time. But when those passes are there, he's got to be on point. I'm talking basic routes. I'm talking whether it's an out, whether it's he could throw diagonal, he could throw to the flat, but throwing forward, man, I don't know what the issue is. It's just not trusting his arm, and the timing is just way off. And the timing was way off in this game. Didn't trust himself. So I'm on board when it comes to Jalen Hurts and not being what he's supposed to, what he's not really being right now. Sure, like I totally get that. But this is where we're at in this moment. And statement game on Sunday, no doubt. So let me know in the comment section below about Brandon Graham's his comments, really, and then backtracking on on ESPN. Do you think there's an actual problem between Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown? Not a fragmented relationship, but at least we know the passing game isn't great right now. We know it hasn't been fantastic consistently. Why are these slow starts in the first half? Why is this going on every single game? Why do the Eagles have to play from behind? You guys let me know. Just unleash your just get the stress out, man. Let me know in the comment section below on that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. And make sure you like the video because it helps out tremendously. I thank all of you for showing up to watch today. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes, what up? Follow, peace out, guys. Peace.